Hi, hi, and welcome to my podcast, Discourses. Here, I introduce you to new and interesting people from different walks of life. And so I have here my man Rhys. Rhys is a personal trainer, fitness instructor, and massage therapist. He works at Fuse Training in Smithfield, Dublin. And so if you have any inquiries or need for consultation, you can contact him at, at it's Rhys over 2000. I'll
It's
link
Rhys
the
of 2000,
Instagram
yeah.
handle. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'll put the link to his Instagram handle in the description below. And so he'll be able to like design workout plans and um, ensure that you'll be able to reach your fitness goals as easily as possible. And so thanks for being here, my man. How are things?
Thanks for the invite.
All right. And so the thing is, I've recently started my fitness journey. And so I find myself like really addicted to it. And so the one of the main reasons why I started off with this is because I really wanted to become confident in my own skin. And so I'm curious and why exactly you started off in a career in fitness.
Yeah, so my kind of journey into fitness was a weird one. So I have a big family, and we used to have this thing called a modem. It's basically where we used to get our internet. And my older
Mm-hmm.
brother Daniel would never let me like play video games or anything like that unless I gave him like 10 push-ups or 10 sit-ups. And even from a younger age at that, like he was always into body weight exercises. So he would
Mm-hmm.
make me do push-ups with him in the bedroom and make me do sit-ups. And then like when he would bring girls over to the house, or bring his girlfriend back, he would be like, oh, we can do push-ups. And then he would make me do the push-ups. And then like, oh, he has a six-pack, and I would show him a six-pack. And then he would basically be like, oh, I taught him everything he knows and stuff like that. So mine was kind of more of a habit building than
Mm-hmm.
anything else before I even knew kind of what it was, why I was doing it. I was just my brother pretty much told me to do it, and I've always looked up to Daniel. I always wanted to be like Daniel. So I thought from doing like these push-ups and sit-ups that he is doing, then I can get like him. And then
Okay.
we went. We he joined a gym in Finglas,
Mm-hmm.
and I would go with him, but I wasn't allowed to lift weights. So I would go on the treadmill, and then we would go swimming afterwards and stuff like that. So then going to the gym just kind of became like a fun thing to do with my brother. That was at the age of like 11 or 12. So it became kind of just a fun thing to do with my brother. And then fourth year came around, and in Ireland, fourth year is like a break year between senior and junior. So in fourth year, it's pretty much a chill year. You don't do much. And that's when I really started taking the gym seriously. I joined the gym with my friend Connor, and I would like look up plans. I would look up like what Zac Efron was doing because he was booming in the movies and stuff. So I would look up what he's doing and I kind of copy his plans. And then like you, I did develop a love for it when I would see my body transform, and I would become more confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that
And so, it more or less came out of a habit rather than a fixed plan that you had before, is it?
Yeah, essentially I built the habit kind of before I knew what I was doing, and I'm thankful for that. I'm kind of glad that it always has been a part of my life. I started playing football, and then like rugby, boxing. Well, like rugby was my main sport,
Mm-hmm.
and I would teach the younger kind of team, like the under 15s and 16s and stuff. I would stay back after training. I would run some drills with them, and then that's when I developed kind of a love for teaching it as well as doing it, like taking classes and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
once I turned 21, I joined a college course to become a full-time PT.
Okay. And so we enjoying it more or less, yeah. The
Oh,
classes
absolutely! It's
now.
it's the best job I've had. I tell you that.
Uh, so now, do you enjoy your classes more than your individual training?
I do enjoy classes more than personal training just because the atmosphere is always a really happy atmosphere. The PT,
Mm-hmm.
it does be happy too, but it's more kind of intense teaching. You're going to be more scrutinizing with the teaching points that you're given. You be more careful. With the class,
Okay.
it's a lot of cardio, like basic stuff like skipping, and like there's no real chance of somebody hurting themselves doing skipping. But like if somebody is
Mm-hmm.
lifting weight and I give like the wrong teaching point, or I take my eyes off them for too long, something more serious could happen. So it's a lot more intense. I'm also newer to personal training, so I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
say I'm quite used to it. I still get like anxious and stuff before taking it, but I'll get there. I was like that before classes, and now I love them.
Okay. What are the type of classes that you give?
So in Fuse, they do 4 classes. They do a spin, which is purely cardio. It's low impact, so it's good for like elderly people or people suffering with injuries. The bike
Mm-hmm.
is going to stop you picking up any shin splints, anything like that. We do force, which will be resistance training. We will teach you the principles of weightlifting, how to do it safely, how to perform different exercises. We have Ignite, which is a mixed circuit. It targets all aspects of fitness: your anaerobic, your aerobic, and LME. And attack class, attack 30. That is just going to be aerobic exercises like jump jacks, ladder runs, skipping, a lot of kind of jumping around, but you're not going 100% effort.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds like a good lot of exercises. And it seems to me that any person with any type of fitness can come to you and get a class. And so,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. There's people from all different kind of walks of life, different fitness levels, and they all join the classes and all seem to enjoy.
good man. And so imagine I'm coming to you for the first time, and
Mm,
could you like walk me through a training program? And so I'm on a bit slim side of things, and I like to like bulk up real quick. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
would you what would the sample training look like for me if I'm starting right now?
So we would first start off with a consultation, so I can find out if you have any injuries. If you have any
Mm-hmm.
injuries, that way I can build around it. Like if you have a knee problem, I'm not gonna have you squatting or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. So first we will do a consultation. I will find out like your goals, if you've trained before, just so I know if you have form. With muscle building, like if you're trying to bulk up, I would typically keep the reps lower. So I
Okay.
wouldn't have you doing 12 reps, maybe
Mm-hmm.
somewhere between 3 to 6, ideally. There has been studies to come out that would show it's better to have a mixed range of reps, a mixed
Mm-hmm.
rep range. So I would keep the compounds heavy and maybe some isolation if you wanted to work on a certain muscle group. I would keep that to higher repetitions.
Okay. And what
I
would
would break that up depending on how much time you have. Like if you're really
okay.
busy, I would break it up into maybe push pull legs. Try
Mm-hmm.
get you coming to the gym 3 days a week. Uh, if you couldn't do that, I would give you a home workout that you can do at home to the best ability, depending on what equipment and stuff you have. I would have to find out. Or if it was better for you, you would spend a little bit longer in the gym and you would be doing a full body workout. So 2, 3 exercises for each body part. You would go through that, and again, come maybe 2, 3 days a week if you could.
Okay. Sounds about right. But then again, like for the time period, I'm talking about the session, like how much commitment should I be making for each session? Should I be working out for like half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hour? How would that look like?
Well, I'm a strong believer in you don't need to be spending 2 or 3 hours in the gym. You can get everything done in 40 minutes. Especially that would be more intense, especially with like drop sets, supersets, and like less break periods. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to be lifting heavy, for example, with the compound, I would recommend a longer break period. I wouldn't like any drop sets or supersets done with them. I would focus primarily on compound movements because compound movements will increase strength faster than any isolation movements. If you were trying to bulk up, you wouldn't really spend too much time doing cardio either, like 15, 20 minutes just to keep the heart healthy, but it wouldn't
Okay.
be a priority. So you would be mainly lifting heavy, and with your heavy lifts, you would be taking longer breaks in between, like 2, 3 minutes, going for like 1 rep max or 3 repetitions. And with isolation, then it would be higher repetitions, and you can drop set and superset them. But I wouldn't have you drop set or superset any compound. I would just focus mainly on the compound.
Okay, sounds about right. And so I like you to like walk me through sample nutrition. I know you're not uh working in nutrition at the moment, but then again, I like to have some suggestions on what to eat and uh, uh, depending on the kind of exercise that I'll be doing.
Right. So if you are like trying to gain strength and bulk up, one of my favorite meals in the morning specifically would be some oats. I know a lot of people
Hmm.
don't like oats, but for me, it made the biggest difference. It would be oats and peanut butter. Like a dab, maybe two teaspoons of peanut butter, put it in your oats and heat it up. And that for me was really good. I really enjoy oats and I love peanut butter. So it was perfect for me. There's a lot of protein in it and oats will burn off slowly throughout the day and you won't have so much of a come down. Um,
Okay.
other than that, I would
Do you recommend supplements?
no, I don't recommend supplements unless you're really busy. Like you're really
Hmm.
busy. Like for example, protein, you would only need like 1.4, 1.5 grams of protein per kg of body weight. So if you work that out, if you cannot get that amount of grams in, then you should take a like protein shakes. What are they like 25 grams a scoop? I don't take protein shakes myself. I wouldn't recommend them. You can eat enough protein throughout the day if you really wanted to. But if you're tired after work, you don't feel like making another meal or anything like that. No, like you should go ahead and take them. Always try and meet your protein requirements. But if you can eat them, I would recommend eating them because you get other nutrition throughout the rest of the meal.
Okay. I'm just curious, like, does it affect the metabolism? Like, if I take supplements along with my meals, like, does it adversely affect it, or does it like help me gain my weight a little more easily than if I'm without
No,
supplements?
so if you're hitting your protein requirements and then you take like another scoop or two of protein, you will
Hmm.
notice you like your pee and stuff is darker. Basically, that's just
Okay.
wasted protein. It's just protein leaving the system. You're
Mm.
not going to burn it. Your body's not going to hold on to it until tomorrow in case it doesn't reach. You're just going to get rid of it within that day.
Okay. So it doesn't matter now, does it?
No, it
Because
really, it
your
really
body
doesn't.
would get rid of the excess anyway.
Yeah, like I used to take protein, and then like I know like it would bloat me. It would really hurt my
Hmm.
stomach, and that's why I did stop taking it and try eating protein now.
Okay. Well, that sounds about right, and we've exhausted uh, the conversation so far. That's what we have prepared for, and I think that's a good place to end for now. And is there anything you want to tell us before closing, like a line you live by or your favorite movie?
Uh, a line I live by.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say there's. I wouldn't say there's a line I live by, but there's a few quotes that I enjoy. Like I'm a big fan of the TV series Vikings,
Mm-hmm.
and Ragnar's. I'm not gonna obviously not gonna recall it perfectly, but Ragnar is talking about his gods, and he goes, "The gods didn't design my fate.
Mm-hmm.
I crafted it or something." Because people said he was
Okay.
destined to be a farmer forever, and then he ended up becoming a king.
Mm-hmm.
And all reliable, like Rocky, Apollo. There is no tomorrow. That's a pretty good quote. That's one of my favorite ones.
Oh, yes, I kind of agree to that. Like, I find myself thinking that it's not our destiny is not written in stone. It's more or less what we make out of it.
Yeah.
And so, thanks for being here. I really enjoyed it, and hope you
Thank you
did
for having
too.
me on.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get together soon too.
Yeah. I'll hope I'll see you in a class soon and we can organise it.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. And so, see you now. Bye
See
bye.
you.